All right, good evening, everyone. Sorry here for the started a little earlier than I expected and a little running behind. But we are live here from the Moorhead Sports Center as Moorhead's here to take on Alexandria. District matchup here, one of 3 district matchups this weekend. We got Alexandria tonight, we got Brainerd tomorrow, and then Alexandria again on Sunday. So these teams first met up back in the championship of the Roseau tournament where Moorhead prevailed. Welsh and Pock working back here. Poss sends it down the ice. Woodard in on the forecheck. Long lead pass, gets past everybody. Alexandria up to it first. Quick shot there. That goes wide of the net. Now rings all the way back and Woodard pressures. Alexandria chips it in from the red line. Welsh will chase it in down low. He'll hit it up to Blaha on the far wing. Blaha sends it up to center ice. Alexandria will intercept and dump it in. Now turn back where Mounshaugen will chip it out to center ice. Alexandria up ahead again. That shot goes off of Poss's leg. Welsh will pick up the loose puck. Welsh's pass goes off Alexandria's skater. Loose puck out front. Backhander on net and scored. Alexandria with a nifty little backhand pass, and the player out front took his time and was able to sneak it in on the near side. And so just 3.5 minutes in, Alexandria takes a 1-0 lead here against Moorhead. A little added to the lineup here is we got Reese Oswald back with us today after missing the last, about a month and a half. He had a injury after the Grand Forks game. Now Alexandria down in the corner. Centering pass intercepted by Oswald. Oswald from behind the net. Tries to bank it off the boards, held in by the Alexandria team. Now Oswald behind his own net. He'll chip it up to Blaha on the far boards. He'll send it up to Miller. Now Blaha with a loose puck. Carried along the near boards. He gets checked off the puck. Summers in on the forecheck down low. Now Summers steals it away in the corner. Now a battle. Loose out to the point. Shot there on net and gloved and hung on to by the goaltender from Alexandria. So Colton Miller and take the face-off with Steen and Kalhoff. Asbargen and Poss on the blue line. Asbargen at the point, throws a quick shot, rebound, loose. And that'll be covered up as Colton Miller was hot on the doorstep looking for a juicy rebound. Asbargen dumps it in. He'll continue to pressure. Loose puck out in front of the net. Now the Alexandria defender able to pick it up and clear. And Isaac Poss will chase it down, but that'll go the distance for an icing against Alexandria. Bringing the faceoff down to the Alexandria end with just under 12 minutes remaining here in the first period. Alexandria leading 1-0. Face off, Steen with a quick shot there. That hits a body up front. Now loose puck in the corner. Kalhoff tries to send up to Welsh to the blue line. Hands it back down to Kalhoff. Now down low to Colton. Colton centering pass out front. Comes to Brecky. Rolling puck. Brecky couldn't get much on that as the puck was on end. And the goaltender will cover that up. And fresh forwards come out for the Spuds as Woodard, Monshaugen, and Copeland. Brecky and Welsh at the blue line. Monshaugen on the face-off, controlled now by Alexandria. Continue with a forecheck. Finally sent out to center ice where Welsh will recover. Welsh sends it up to Woodard. Woodard chips it in. Down to the far corner. Well, Donnie Copeland will get to it first. Donnie loses it. Welsh steps up to help out. He chips it in low. Comes to Monshaugen in front of the net. Monshaugen hands it off to Brecky. Brecky's shot. Quick shot there by Brecky, but that's squeezed off by the goaltender for Alexandria, and they'll hang on to that for another whistle. All the way around to the blue line to Welsh. He'll bank it off the boards to Copeland. Up the point to Brecky. His shot goes off a Cardinal. And Welsh will go down to retrieve in his own end. Welsh's cross-ice pass gets intercepted, but Alexandria chips it into the zone offsides. So 10:52 left here in the first. Alexandria leads 1-0. Oswald and Poss will come in on the blue line. Comes back to Oswald. His pass gets intercepted, but picked up by Monshaugen. Monshaugen skates up through traffic. Now into the corner. Centering pass to Woodard to Copeland. Copeland. Oh, what a great save there by the goaltender. Copeland was on the back door all by himself. Oswald throws a shot, and that's saved and hung on to for another whistle. Donnie Copeland looked like he had the back door all to himself, but goaltender made a sprawling save to keep that one out of the net. Now Miller in with Blaha and Summers. Miller leaves it up to the blue line for Poss. He'll send it down to the corner. Blaha from behind the net. Summers held in by Oswald at the point. Oswald signs Blaha. Shot, one-timer. Oh! Quick whistle there on the loose puck. Gets covered up. Nice feed there by Oswald, trying to find Blaha cutting down the middle. Pass was just a hair behind him, so Blaha didn't get a whole lot on it, but the goaltender is still there to make the save. Now Joseph Summers will take this face off. Alexandria controls. Loose puck to the point. Oswald holds it in. He throws it on net. Kind of surprised the goaltender there to make a save. And we got a whistle. I'm guessing the net's off its spot. Yep. So Nets gets bumped off its pegs. So we'll get a whistle and the face-off down in the Alexandria zone. Face-off comes to Hasbargen at the point. Now Hasbargen and Welsh at the blue line now for the Spuds. Unable to hold it in. It'll come back. Welsh will retrieve in center ice. Alexandria chips it in, but they're offsides. Fresh forwards for the Spuds is Colton, Miller, Kalhoff, and Steen. Face off, one back to Hasbargen. Hasbargen gets to Welsh. And the Spuds able to clear. Miller up through center ice. Tries to go across ice to Kalhoff. Just off the mark there with that pass. Now it comes through center ice. And Welsh will pick it up. Welsh will bank it off the boards of Kalhoff, who hands it up to Miller. Miller gets a poke checked away from him. Now he battles along the near boards, along with Kalhoff, who chips it in. Kalhoff on the forecheck, along with Miller. Welsh gloves it down at the blue line. Tries to throw it in on net, but that gets pushed away. Brecky, fresh off the bench, gets to that puck. He gets it up to Kalhoff, who gets it to Miller. Spuds moving nicely through the neutral zone there. Oh, pass on the back door. Now Oswald fresh off the bench, tries to pinch in there, but Alexandria able to clear. And they'll dump it down in the Spud zone where the Spuds have to recruit. Brecky up the middle, up to Colton. Colton carries it through across the blue line. Tries to split the D. Loose puck comes to Oswald. He throws it in down low as the Spuds are in the middle of changes. Now Wooderton on the forecheck. Another clearing attempt held by Oswald. Oswald's shot, blocker saved by Alexandria. And puck finally punches free and outside the neutral ice. The Spuds will have to get onside. Mounshaugen pushes it over to Woodard. Woodard tries to sidestep a defender, but that gets poke checked away. And now Brecky will recruit at center ice. Oswald in across the red line. Drops it off for Brecky. Now Brecky carries it up through and across the blue line. Tries to drop pass, but that gets stolen away by Alexandria. They'll dump it in low. Wells will chase it in behind his own net. He stops, finds Copeland. Copeland pushes it outside the zone. Alexandria takes it away. Now Alexandria back at center ice. Welsh now in across the red line. He'll carry it in. He'll drop it for Woodard. Gets a poke checked away and Mounshaugen will dump it low. Spuds go for changes. First game back after the winter break. Wells steals it away and dumps it in. Alexandria back out the other way. They'll chip it in from the red line. Boss will send it cross ice. Welsh up along the boards with Summers. Now Alexandria below the goal line, centering pass. That's deflected away by Poss. Now Welsh from behind the goal line. Alexandria takes it away. They send it out to the point. Shot there, goes low into the corner. And Summers finally takes up the loose puck and carries it out. He's got Blaha with him. And the Spuds are offsides. So 6:31 left here in the first period. Spuds trail Alexandria 1-0. Alexandria scoring early in the first period. Face-off controlled by Alexandria, but they're not able to clear as that goes off the referee. Now Steen banks it off the boards up to Colton. Now Steen gives chase down low. Colton blocks centering pass looking for Kalhoff out front, but that got deflected away by the Alexandria defender. Alexandria with the rush on the back the other way. Brecky pushes wide, saved by Davis. Brecky with the loose puck. He chips it up to Steen. Out of his reach, now Alexandria spins back the other direction. Poke checked away by Steen. Hasbargen sends it up through center ice to Kalhoff. Just out of his reach, so all he can do is chip it in. Now Kalhoff will recover the puck in center ice. Now a battle along in front of the Spuds bench. And Alexandria dumps it deep again. 5.5 remaining here in the first. Long lead pass. Icing waved off. Oh, Woodard goes colliding into the boards with the Alexandria defender as he was tied up on the play looking for that long lead pass. Now back the other direction. Fast-paced first period. Now Oswald. He leaves it for Welsh. Welsh to Woodard. Woodard centers it up to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen got a one-on-one with Copeland trailing. And he gets brushed off the puck. Now centering. Mounshaugen tries to center. Skates up the center. Shot. And, ooh. Goalie wasn't sure where he had it, but he did have it squeezed between the pads. For a nice save there and a quick shot there by Cam Mounshaugen. So 4:40 left here in the first. Mounshaugen with the forecheck pressure down low. Alexandria able to finally get it out of the zone. Copeland turns it around back the other direction. Copeland chips it up ahead. Alexandria sends it deep. Now Welsh will pick up the loose puck. Welsh's pass off the mark. It hits right in the skate of a Alexandria defender. Welsh and Blaha along the far boards. Battle for the loose puck out front. Shot. Oh, just goes wide. Now Welsh chips it up to Blaha. He finds Miller up the middle. Miller tries to cut through the defense, but that gets pinched off. Now Welsh through center ice. He loses the puck. And Alexandria will dump it in on net. Davis leaves it for Blaha. Welsh chips it up ahead to Summers. Summers continues to push along the far boards. He's got Miller right out front if he can find him. Oh, beautiful feed there to Miller, but he had to knock it out of midair before he could get a shot off on his backhand, but the goalie there to make another nice save. Summers will take this face off. Blaha on his backhand. Now he goes, chips it in low. Summers working in below the goal line. Now Alexandria tries to push up along the far boards. Voss pinches in to hold. Now Blaha throws it into the near corner. And Alexandria able to clear. Icing's waved off. Blaha will get to it first. He'll send it over to the far side to Hasbargen. That's puck hops over his stick. Now battle on the far boards. And Blaha will send it out to Colton Miller. Colton up to Summers. Summers up ahead. Pushes in strong. Tries to leave a centering pass that goes off the side of the net. Moorhead's in the middle of changes. And Steen will come back to center and get everybody regrouped. Oswald leaves it for Brecky. Brecky chips it up ahead. Now banked off the boards. Brecky goes cross ice over to Kelhoff. Kelhoff, oh, he gets rocked into the boards. Kane's up at it. He's a tough guy. He knows how to do that. Now Oswald. And he'll send that in the zone, but that'll be offsides on the Spuds. With 1:56 remaining here in the first period. Faceoff comes back to Oswald. He'll dump it in. Alexandria sends it back the other direction. Now Brecky. His pass up along the board, sent back down by Alexandria. Now the Spuds able to gain control. Mounshaugen up ahead. Gets a poke checked away from him, and back comes Alexandria the other direction. Poked away by Oswald. Oswald leaves it for Woodard. Woodard in traffic. Mounshaugen, his shot there goes wide. Brecky steps in along the boards. Holds it in. Now the puck goes to the far corner. Copeland tries the centering pass. Bounces out. Comes to Oswald. Oswald. Shot. Oh, big save there. Oswald with another shot off the rebound, but that goes high into the glass. And loose puck is finally cleared and sent out to center ice by Alexandria. Under 1 minute remaining. Copeland will take the loose puck. He loses it right in front of Davis. A little dangerous there. Woodard chips it out to center ice. Now puck comes loose to Copeland. He'll dump it in as Spuds need to get changes. That's a long shift for that crew. Welsh cross ice pass to Summers right on his tape. Summers up ahead. He's all by himself. His trailers are coming. Centering pass to Miller. Gets deflected away. Now Miller, centering pass up to Poss. His shot from the point goes up into the glass. Now Welsh will pinch in along the near boards, or the far boards, excuse me. And Alexandria will clear that. The distance of the ice for an icing with just 4.6 remaining here in the period. So Miller to take this face off. He's got Blaha at the net. Summers on the boards. Welsh and Poss up at the point. This will be a quick win the face off and get a shot on net. And nothing, neither happens. So that'll be the end of period number one as the Spuds end period number one with a 1-goal deficit as Alexandria got an early first period goal. And yep, here comes the Zamboni door. So we're going to get a Zamboni break here after the first period. So we'll go mute here for the next 10 minutes and come back for the third and final period of this contest between Moorhead and Alexandria. All right, Zamboni break is over. We're ready back for some second period action here between Moorhead and Alexandria. Alexandria with a 1-goal lead. MYHA chips it up at center ice. Alexandria spins it back the other direction. They'll chip it in. Summers with a check along the boards. Alexandria gets to it first. Now Welsh will chip it over to Summers. He gets tied up, and Beckett Miller finally able to punch it free. Beckett up ahead. He's got Summers on the trail. Sidestep, shot. Oh, big save there. Just goes over top of the net. Clearing attempt deflected by MYHA. Welsh pinches in at the blue line. And Alexander finally able to chip it free. Welsh, he'll spin it around. Go cross ice for Summers. Summers gets stopped up at the... And Alexandria back out to center ice. Brecky, cross ice to Welsh. Welsh, centering pass off the mark. The Spuds are in the middle making changes. Alexandria dumps it in. Welsh will pick it up behind his own net. His pass goes off a skate. Now Brecky finds Kalhoff. Kalhoff along the right wing. Leaves it for Colton Miller. He tried to toe drag it. That got stolen away. Now Kalhoff spins him around. And finally poked free away by Alexandria. Oswald will chase it down, but that'll be an icing called against the Alexandria Cardinals. Bringing the face-off all the way back down to the Alexandria end. Just a minute and a half gone here in the second period. Alexandria still with a 1-goal lead. Steen off the face-off controls. Now he's sent it to the point to Pass. Pass, shot, tipped, and saved by Alexandria. Alexandria able to clear out of center ice. They'll poke it down in the corner. Now Kalhoff along the boards. His centering pass gets intercepted. Now Alexandria looking for the trailer. Oh, beautiful backdoor feed there, but looked like Colton got a stick on it. Helped deflect that puck away. Now Spuds come out the other direction, 3-on-2. Shot there, goes off a shin guard. And Alexandria dumps it at center ice for Oswald to recover. Now Pass. His pass off the mark. Now Alexandria collects it in their own zone. Now up to center ice, chipped into the zone. Brecky will hustle back for it. He'll bank it off the boards and out. Center ice. Woodard with a forecheck at center ice. Now Monshagen steals it away. Monshagen just about had a breakaway. Just lost a little control. Woodard tries to center. Alexandria chips it to the boards. Brecky holds the blue line. Now back out to the blue line for Brecky. Brecky's shot, fans on it. And Alexandria punches it free. Brecky turns it back the other direction quickly. A little bit of back and forth here, but Alexandria sends that one length of the ice. And that's an offsides on Alexandria. Face-off will come in front of the Moorhead bench. Monshagen wins it back to Brecky. Over to Hasbargen. Back to Brecky. Punched away. Hasbargen has to hustle back for it. Now battle down low. Brecky poaches it free up to Woodard. And Woodard with some room to skate. Woodard pushes it in wide. He gets brushed off the puck at the boards. Loose puck up the middle. Now Beckett Miller off the bench. He's in behind the net. He tries to look for a pass, but he gets checked off the puck. Brecky tries to hold the blue line, but that's punched free. Icing's waved off. Asbargen will get to it. Asbargen sends it out to the blue line, held in by Alexandria. Loose puck comes free to Blaha. Blaha, Christ-sized pass, looking for Becca, that gets intercepted. Now dumped back in by Alexandria, where Brecky will pick up the loose puck. Brecky rings it around the boards for Blaha. He tried to chip it up to Summers. The defender from Alexandria was there to fail that pass, and that's an icing on Alexandria. So 12:30 left here in the second period. Still a 1-0 lead for Alexandria. Summers on the face-off, battle for it. It's in the skates, comes loose. Oswald steps up at the blue line to hold it in. Sidesteps two players, steps up, shot there, pad save, rebound comes loose. But nobody there. Blaha steps up at the blue line to help out. Now he'll chip it low. Beckett Miller down in the corner, gets a poke checked away. Alexandria tries to clear. Wells steps up to hold along with Blaha. Blaha working hard along the far boards. Now turnover. Blaha, good forecheck here. Now Colton Miller. His shot, rebound, Summers, shot, scored! And persistence there by the Spuds finally pays off. As the original shot was by Colton Miller, the rebound there, and Summers got two hacks at it, and finally put it past the Alexandria goaltender to tie it up 1-1. Just what the Spuds needed. Somebody on that back door for that rebound. Off the face-off, Welsh will carry it in. Hands it off to Steen. Steen tried to get it back to Welsh, was in his feet. Now Welsh, centering pass. Colton up front. He couldn't get an opening shot at it as he was tied up by the defender. Al Kalhoff pressures into the corner. Chipped up along the boards. Comes to Welsh. He'll hand it low to Steen. Steen sidesteps one defender. He'll send it down low to Kalhoff. Kalhoff looking for Oswald up top. Oswald shot. Stick save there by the goaltender. Big hard shot there by Oswald. Knocked the stick right out of the goaltender's hands. Now Oswald again skates in. Shot. There, another big save by the goaltender. Now battle. Picked up by Miller. Miller chips it in low as deflected off another stick. Now Kalhoff stakes it away. He gets knocked down. And Alexandria finally able to clear. They'll chip it into the zone. Just past Oswald. Centering pass. Shot. Oh, that one goes off the crossbar. Wells checks into the corner. Wells gets it up ahead to Steen, who chips it out to center ice, where Alexandria has to get back onside. Now Oswald. Long lead pass up for Kalhoff. Puck is underneath an Alexandria player along the boards. And a whistle. Face off come the Alexandria zone. Not sure exactly what the reason. There was a player without a glove. And there was kind of a hand pass there, but it wasn't their defensive zone. So Mount Algon will take this face off. Face-off controlled by Alexandria. They send it along the boards where Poss will send it back low. Up along the near side. Now Brecky holds it at the blue line and dumps it low. Woodard gives chase behind the net. Alexandria in able to clear. Now Mount Algon up front. Shot there. Boom. High off the glass. Now Copeland in the corner. Comes up to the point to Brecky. Brecky's shot. And stick save and covered up by the goaltender for Alexandria. So 9:43 left here in the second period. Spuds and Alexandria tied up 1-1. Haugen out the faceoff. Ooh, he was looking for a quick shot there. Got foiled away, and Alexandria clears it up and over Brecky. Isaac Foss will have to chase it down, and that's an icing against Alexandria. So that'll bring the faceoff all the way back down to this is the other end. Alexander controls out the faceoff. Haugen with the forecheck, steals it away. Quick shot there, save. Rebound comes out to the point. Brecky spins around. Oh! Nifty little tip there by Copeland off the Brecky shot, but the goaltender there to make the save. As Brecky just did a little spin around shot, and Copeland was on the side of the net with a little deflection. Now Miller in for the faceoff. Alexandria controls. Welsh unable to hold the blue line, and Hasbargen will spin around, send it back out to center ice. Alexandria with the pass. Now Summers crosses over to Welsh. Welsh gives it up to Beckett. Just out of his reach. And the Spuds will have to get back on the forecheck as Alexandria gains possession. Their pass is off the mark. So Beckett on the forecheck. Didn't quite get there in time. Hasbargen intercepts that pass just outside the blue line. Now he'll go over to Blaha. Blaha with the rush. Blaha in below the boards. He steals it away. Doesn't know where it's at. Now he reclaims it. Summers helping out down low. Summers tries to wrap around and gets a little shoves from the Alexandria defender for his efforts. So just under 9 minutes remaining here in the second period. Face-off, wins it to Hasbargen. His shot, and another save by Alexandria. Good hard shot there from Landon, looking for a rebound. As a couple of Spuds of players crash in the net. Again out to Hasbargen, quick shot this time. Rolling puck goes up over the net though. Now chipped up along the boards. Wells pinches in to hold, but Alexandria chips it free. And Hasbargen will send it back out to center ice. Alexandria dumps it in low. Welsh up along the boards, centering pass. Foiled away by Hasbargen. Hasbargen with some room up the ice. Skates the middle, shot, glove save, and squeezed and hung on to for a face-off. Copeland out the fangs that sends it low. Woodard on the forecheck. Now Alexandria pushes it up along the near boards. Foiled away and taken away by Copeland, and he'll send it back down low. Woodard in on the chase. Copeland again with the forecheck. Alexandria unable to get it past Donnie here this shift. Now Brecky throws a centering pass. That goes off a defender's skate. And Alexander finally clears out to center ice. Oswald, cross ice to Brecky. Brecky up ahead to Woodard. He'll chip it up in. Cross ice pass for Alexander, gets too far, and Reese will come back and pick it up. Reese finds Copeland, unable to hang on to the pass. And Woodard will chip it in. Woodard will give chase down low. He misses the check along the boards. Now Beckett foils that away. Woodard. Centering pass. Oh, the pass is just behind Beckett. Now Reese steps up. He tries to center it up front, and the goaltender will cover that up for a whistle. So Woodard with a nice idea there, trying to feed Beckett, but the pass was behind him, and he couldn't get a stick on it. Spuds will get a fresh 5 skaters out here. Again, tied up all 1-1. Blaha working down low. Now Summers. Summers spins around, tries a centering pass. That gets deflected. Comes out to Welsh. Welsh's shot, and goaltender will squeeze that in the pads. Colton off the faceoff. Alexander controls behind their net. Blaha on the forecheck. And we're going to get a penalty against Joe Summers for roughing, as he took on the player without any puck nearby. So with 6:37 remaining here in the second period, Alexander will go on the power play. Piece of equipment left on the ice. Face off, pass off the face off. He turns it back the other direction, or Welsh will pick it up. Now Welsh gets the poke checked away. Blaha unable to clear. Alexander will set up their power play. There, that shot goes off the side of the iron. Turnover. Loose down low. Now centering pass deflected away, and Blaha picks up the loose puck. He'll bank it off the boards. And that will hit the side of the net, but that is still icing. So it'll be an icing on Moorhead, and the faceoff will come back down, but they'll get a fresh 4 skaters on the penalty kill. So Kalhoff and Steen will be out here. Welsh stays out, and Oswald joins the force. Face off, down below the net. Welsh chips it up to Steen, who is able to send out the ice, where Welsh picks it up. Welsh with Kalhoff, 2-on-1. Welsh, Kalhoff, shot, oh, just missed the net. Nifty little 2-on-1 there on the Spuds on shorthanded. Welsh with a steal again. Now he'll carry it up the ice. Stolen away. Sets to the corner. Throws a soft one on net, as he'll retreat back to the blue line. Now the exit attempt picked up by Oswald. Oswald with a sidestep move. Oswald steps to the middle. Shot. And a save by Alexandria. Spud's showing a little bit of offensive force here on the shorthanded opportunity. Face off. Mounshaugen battles with it. Colt Miller shot. Oh, another save. Loose puck. Oh, in front of the crease. And finally punched 3 by Alexandria. Davis, cross ice pass. Too far for anybody. Alexander will recover. Now Oswald And that puck goes up into the Alexandria bench. So 16 seconds remaining here in the power play for Alexandria. Miller will take this face off. Alexandria wins it, dumps it in deep. Now Brecky down low along the boards. Beckett with the loose puck, and he's able to chip. Oh no, they're saying he held it in. Now Blaha. Oh, he's unable. He was trying to get a pass out to Summers as he come out of the penalty box, and Spuds are back to full strength, but he couldn't quite make that connection. Another pass deflected away by Alexandria. Spuds' passes are just a little off the mark here today. It's kind of a typical first game back after the holiday break. Not quite as crisp as normal. That puck goes up into the netting. So with 4:07 left here in the second period, Spuds tied up with Alexandria 1-1. First period goal by Alexandria and a second period goal by Joe Summers for the Spuds. Brecky off the faceoff, rings it around the border boards for Summers. He chips it up, but Alexandria picks it up and dumps it in for an icing, or an offsides. Brecky with the face-off. Goes across near side to Poss. Poss up to Steen. And that's off the mark, and that's an icing on the Spuds. So face-off coming to the left of Davis. Face off one to the near side. Welsh and Steen battle along the boards. Now it works low. And finally Colton Miller helps pick it up. And the Spuds finally clear to center ice. Alexandria will get onside. Now Alexandria into the zone. Quick shot there on net. Loose. Oh, big save there by Davis. As I think he meant to hang on to that puck, and it just fell out of his glove or something. Now Colton Miller intercepts that centering pass. He gets over to Steen. Spuds struggling to get it out of their own zone here. Oswald to Steen. Steen to Miller. Miller up to Kalhoff through the center ice. Kalhoff carries it in on the left side. He gets it stolen away, but he intercepts that pass. Centering pass to Steen. It was on his backhand. He just couldn't handle it. And Alexander carries it back the other direction. They'll dump it in. Oswald will pick it up first. Spuds in the middle of changes as well. Loose puck to the near side. Wells chips up to Copeland. Unable to get it out. Alexander shoots it in from the point. Woodard picks up the rebound and clears the center ice. Alexandria back through the neutral zone. Wells leaves it for Woodard. Woodard with a head of steam. He chips it out to center ice. That's out of everybody's reach, and that'll be an icing on Moorhead. So 2 minutes remaining here in the second period. All tied up at 1 apiece. Woodard will be in to take this face off. Off the face off. Unable to clear. Centering pass. Comes up front. Shot. Save. Rebound gets shot right through the crease into the corner. Now running around to the far side. Woodard gets pinched off along the boards. Now Alexandria comes out the boards. A quick shot there. Shot goes high and up into the glass. Now Hasbargen with it. He goes cross ice for Woodard. Woodard sidesteps one. Quick shot there. He gets ridden into the boards. Ooh, Woodard takes a tumble awkwardly into the boards. He gets up on his own power. Seems to be okay. Now Mounshaugen and Copeland. Mounshaugen shot there off the pad. Rings around the near side and gets it up to the point to Hasbargen. Hasbargen shot. Saved into the corner by the goaltender. Brecky now dumps it low. Mounshaugen and Copeland. Brecky tries to step up, but Alexander pokes it free. Cross ice pass there, but that put them off sides as Alexander was caught in the middle of some changes. So just under a minute remaining, 56 seconds. Face-off will come outside the Moorhead zone on the offsides call. Alexandria dumps it low. Postle helps to it. Postle spinning around to the far boards where Summers will pick it up. Now Oswald with the Blues puck. He gets to Blaha on the near side. Blaha in. Carries low. Stops. Gets pinched off the puck. Now Summers in on the forecheck down low. Poss holds at the blue line. Hands it off to Beckett Miller. Beckett sidesteps. Face-off circle. Shot. Rebound. Loose puck. Alexandria again tries to clear, but Poss able to hold it. And now we got a penalty coming. I believe against the Spuds, as they were the one who touched up the puck. So Summers going to the box again. Refs discussing this. Penalty hasn't been reported yet as they discuss at center ice. 10.2 seconds remaining here in the period. Talking to the Moorhead coaches, so I'm guessing that usually means there's more than one penalty. So I believe that's a 2 and a 10 for Joe Summers. I didn't see it was behind the play of the puck, so I really didn't see what transpired there. Coach Steen gets some explanation from the official. So it looks like Isaac is going to sit the 2 minutes. So Isaac's going to sit the 2, but Summers looks like he gets a 2 and a 10. Loose puck. Wells tries to clear. Alexandria holds. Kalhoff able to punch it free. And that will end period number 2. So after 2 periods of play, we are all knotted up here at 1 apiece between Moorhead and Alexandria. We'll get a 2-minute timeout here and come back with the 3rd and final period. Okay, here we are back for the third period. Start of this period, Alexandria starts on the power play. Quick shot there off the face-off. Now Welsh, down low, gets it up to Miller. Colton chips up along the boards. Colton and Kalhoff out here with Welsh and Oswald on the penalty kill. Quick shot there in the air, so Davis will glove that and hang on to it. Face off to the near board, chipped up to the blue line. Alexandria holds, but Brecky steals it away. Brecky will carry it up across center ice. Poke checked away from him briefly, but Mounshaugen steals it away. Mounshaugen with some nifty stick work, carries it in low. More pressure put on there by Mounshaugen, but Alexandria able to escape. Now poke checked away to the nice sideboard poke check there by Hasbargen. Beckett leaves it for for Hasbargen. He'll bank it off the boards. On net, so the goaltender have to play it, so that negates any icing. Nice angle there picked by Hasbargen on that clearing attempt. That one knocked out of the air by Brecky. Brecky hands it off to Beckett. Beckett, quick shot there and a save with just 21 seconds remaining here in the power play for Alexandria. So Colton Miller will come out with Steen, Oswald, and Welsh at the blue line. Minute and a half into this third period, all tied up at one apiece. Battle for the loose puck on the face-off circle, in the skates. Cleared out to the blue line, but Wells picks it up and he'll dump it low. With just 10 seconds remaining here in the Moorhead penalty. Loose puck picked away by Colton Miller. Comes loose to Oswald. He tries to chip it up ahead, but that goes off an Alexandria player. They throw one in on net. Davis with the save. Now Welsh. Welsh, loose pass, and penalty coming up against Alexandria. Interference call coming. So just as the Spuds get back to full strength, number 2 for Alexandria goes to the box for interference, and the Spuds go on the power play. Colton Miller to take the face off. He's got Steen and Kalhoff with him. Oswald and Welsh at the blue line on this power play. Alexandria gets it up, and they'll send it the distance for an icing, and we'll spin around and bring it all the way back. Face off back down in the same circle. Now turns Steen, sends it out to Oswald. Oswald at the blue line. Gets it over to Welsh. Welsh's cross-ice pass intercepted. And Alexandria will send it in on net. Now loose, turnover up front. Miller punches it free, Oswald. Now Welsh will pick up the loose puck behind his own net. Welsh to Kalhoff. Kalhoff hands it off to Miller. Passes in his skates. Now Kalhoff dump it in. Steen will carry it in. Steen, Kalhoff, up front, shot, scored! Kane Kalhoff. Spuds get the power play goal. Well, maybe Colton got a piece of it. The shot was originally by Kane, but So Kane was with the initial shot, but Colton was celebrating like he scored, so maybe Colton got a piece of it on the way in. Nonetheless, Spuds take a 2-1 lead here on the power play goal here early in the third period. Oh, that looked like it was an outside. Now Woodard steals it away. Woodard, quick shot, rebound, and covered up there by the goaltender for Alexandria. Spuds continue to put pressure on. Goaltender from Alexandria is up for the challenge today. Mounds Haugen take this face-off, wins it to Woodard. Woodard shot, rebound, comes out to Copeland, but he was tied up by two defenders. Oh, nice play there by Brecky at the blue line to hold, but Alexandria gains possession and clears. Poke checked away by Brecky. Copeland hands it off to Woodard. Woodard up ahead on his own. And now Alexander punches free back out to center ice. Poss loses it down low. Brecky. Good tie up there by Brecky on the... Oh, beautiful play there by Logan, as he was sprawled out trying to deflect the pass. And we got a whistle as some equipment came off of Davis's skate. Oh yeah, Davis lost a skate blade. That's what came off. So Davis gets a skate blade knocked off. They'll get that repaired. Summers is still in the box here serving his 10, so he'll be out for about another 8. All right, so Davis has got a skate blade pop back into place. Miller in here with Oswald and Blaha. Now Oswald moved up to forward to help fill the void there by Summers on the penalty. Welch's pass off the mark. Now Hasbargen steps up and hands it off to Oswald. Alexandria tries to clear, held into the blue line by Hasbargen. Blaha works along the boards. Miller, Oswald, quick shot there, saved by the goaltender. Now Blaha centering pass. Gets it poked free, and Alexandria sends it back out to center ice. Welsh backhands it for Blaha. He chips it up along the boards. Alexandria dumps it in, goes off of Welsh's stick. And Hasbargen will pick it up and get over to Oswald. Oswald battles in the corners, supported by Miller. Now up to the blue line. Alexandria throws a shot and scores. Alexandria caught Davis just a little off position, and they sneak one in on the near side, and it's tied up 2-2. So 12-13 remaining here in the third period. We're all knotted up at 2 apiece. Brecky hands it to Kalhoff. Kalhoff centers it to Colton. Colton continues the battle. Now he'll send it low to Kalhoff. Kalhoff, on the side of the net, gets stood up. Colton into support. He centers it to Steen. Steen now works in low. Poke checked away by the Alexander defender. Alexander tries to clear. Poss holds it at the blue line. He'll send it back down below the goal line. Kalhoff and Colton Miller working in low. Centering pass. That goes off an Alexander stick right through the crease. And Alexandria finally punches out to center ice. Long lead pass up ahead. Foiled away by the Spuds. Kalhoff banks it off and up across the blue line. And Steen will take it up as he'll take it in deep by himself as the Spuds are in the middle of changes. Steen sidesteps the defender. Welsh kicks it in along the boards, and Alexander finally able to clear. Now Welsh at center ice. Carries it in, gets a poke checked away. Alexandria back with it. Off of Brecky's stick. In long shot there, saved by Davis, loose. And now back on the Spuds the other direction. Woodard up through center ice. Carries it through, centering pass, backhanded. Just goes wide of the net. Now Copeland. He whiffs on the pass. Alexander picks it up in the corner. Now taken away by Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen in on tight. Tries to hand it. Whoa, Woodard whiffs on it. He had a wide open net in front of him. Hasbargen steps up, but that comes free. And Welsh will have to get everybody back on side. Welsh up to Woodard. Alexandria dumps it in, down to 10 minutes remaining. Welsh carries up along the near side and across 2 or 3. Now he works in low. We're supported by Woodard. Woodard throws a shot off the iron. Out to the far side. Welsh tries to chip low. That goes off of an Alexandria player and out across the blue line where Blaha will pick it up. Blaha feeds it back to Oswald. Oswald to Welsh. Welsh tried to feed it back to Oswald. And Alexandria clears. And that'll be an icing on the Cardinals. So 9:18 remaining here in the third period. All tied up at 2 apiece. Excuse me. Oswald takes this face off, hands it off to Beckett. Beckett, quick shot there, save, rebound, loose puck. Still no whistle, and finally covered up by the goaltender and a whistle. That face-off goes up into the netting right off the bat. So we'll get another face-off puck drop right there in the Alexandria zone. Loose comes up to the point. Brecky throws it in. Whoa, that one snuck right by the goaltender. He didn't even see it, but just goes wide of the net. Blaha on the forecheck. Now Miller in down low. Now come to the near side where Alexandria finally able to control. They come up through center ice and finally punch it into the Moorhead zone where Isaac Boss will pick it up. Isaac spins around down behind his goal line. Now he turns it over. Quick shot there. Davis will deflect that to the corner. Blaha up along the near far boards. He'll hand it to Beckett. Beckett over the near side to Oswald. Oswald in up ahead. Quick shot. Oh, right off the crossbar. Nifty little toe drag shot there by Oswald. Just goes crossbar and up into the netting. So 8:15 remaining here in the third. Colton Miller in to take the face-off. Comes out to Hasbargen at the point. Hasbargen, quick shot there, hard rebound. Kalhoff battles up front. Quick shot there, Steen with a shot, just goes wide. Now it comes up to Hasbargen again. His shot blast off the glass. Now Colton gets it down low. Back out to Colton at top. He'll hand it to Welsh. Welsh's shot, rebound, loose, and finally covered up there by the goaltender. So Spud's putting on the pressure. Colton wins it back to Hasbargen. Hasbargen hands it down to Steen. Now Steen working in the corner with Colton. Comes up to the point where Hasbargen, he tries a shot. Colton Miller with the tip. He throws a shot on net. Loose puck. Cal Hoff, shot. That doesn't get through some bodies and hits the back of the glass. Now Hasbargen steps up along the near boards, but Alexandria punches free, and Welsh will go back to his own zone and pick it up. Welsh, cross ice, chipped up ahead by Steen. He'll chip it in. Hasbargen will pick it up. Hasbargen's shot just goes off the side of the net. Hasbargen's centering pass just goes wide. Woodard pick up the loose puck. Woodard's shot goes high into the glass. Now Welsh on the near side. Welsh's shot goes off a defenseman. He steps up. Now Welsh will just chip it low to Woodard. Woodard, centering pass. Nobody was there as the Spuds are in the middle of changes. Now Monshaugen in down low to help out. Brecky now holds at the blue line. And finally punched free by Alexandria. Welsh backhands it up to Woodard. Alexandria will send it in. And that's an offside, an icing on Alexandria. So 6:33 remaining here in the third. All tied it up at 2-2 here in this District 15 matchup between Alexandria and Moorhead. Face off, Monshaugen tries to carry it in, gets it poke checked away. Now up along the near boards. Brecky able to hold at the blue line. And finally Alexandria clears. And this will be another icing on the Cardinals. Oswald will step in to take this face off. Hands it off to Beckett. Beckett skates to the front. Shot there. Another save. Right into the bread basket of the goaltender. Monshaugen with this face off. Into the corner. Now puck comes loose along the boards. Boss steps up to help out. Monshaugen pokes it free. Now he's in behind the net. Looking for Brecky at the point. Brecky, quick shot there, goes wide. Oswald sends it out to the point to Poss. Poss down low to Oswald. Oswald, quick shot, glove save, Alexandria. So 5:38 left here in the third. Again, Oswald has stepped up to play forward as Summers is still serving his 2-10. Colton up to Hasbargen. His shot goes wide of the net. Now it comes to the near side. Welsh tries to pinch him, but Alexandria sends it free, where Hasbargen will pick it up and send it back the other direction. Alexandria up ahead. Poke free by Hasbargen. Now it comes back to Welsh. Welsh through center ice. His shot just goes off a defender into the corner. Kalhoff supported the blue line, couldn't quite hold it, so he'll spin back in. Now Kalhoff sneaks in along the near side. Poke free. Steen steps up to hold, but Alexandria punches it free. And that'll be another icing against Alexandria. And just like that, now that Summers is out of the box, so Oswald will now move back to his D position as Summers jumps on the ice. Quick shot there and scores! Wowzers! Cam Mounshaugen off the face-off. Shelfs one off the crossbar. And the Spuds take a 3-2 lead. Nice play there by Cam right up the face-off. Game possession, smoked one up in the top corner. Great shot there by Cam. Puts the Spuds up 3-2. Brecky sends over to Summers. Spun back the other way by Alexandria. Now Brecky, cross ice for Oswald. Now Brecky goes cross ice for Mounshaugen, out of his reach, and Alexandria dumps it back in. That pass too hot for Summers, but Beckett Miller picks up the loose puck. Beckett. He chips it in, but Alexandria sends it back out. Now Brecky, back to Oswald. Oswald chips it up. Brecky chips it in, or excuse me, Miller chips it in. Now Summers back at center ice. Summers, he's going to get tripped up, and penalty coming up against Alexandria. So with 3:58 remaining here in the third, Spuds go on the power play on the tripping call against Alexandria. So Colton, Steen, and Kalhoff. Welsh and Poss on the blue line. Welsh sets it up, hands it down low to Colton. Colton with room. He gives it back to Welsh, and Welsh unable to hold. And another bad puck handling there, and Spuds will have to quick turnover. Spuds a little lackadaisical here on this penalty kill, or power play, excuse me. Now Wells gets it to Kalhoff. Kalhoff goes cross ice to Steen. Steen up to Miller. Miller stops in along the corner. Skates it out to center ice. Gets it to Steen. Steen centering pass back to Colton, but he was tied up, and Alexander able to clear. Oswald joins the force as Poss goes to the bench. Oswald steps through, poke free. Kalhoff with it. He whiffs on the shot as he... Now Steen and Colton down low. Now it comes around to Welsh. He's unable to hold it. And the Spuds will have to go back to their own zone to regroup. Oswald's pass deflected away by Alexandria. Alexandria will dump it in. 43 seconds remaining here in the power play for the Spuds. Welsh chips it along the boards, but all the Spuds went right to the net. Spuds are really disorganized here in this power play. Another turnover as Welsh is unable to connect on his pass. And now finally Mounshaugen will pick it up. His pass too far for Summers. Now Mounshaugen along the near boards gets it up to Summers. Summers will carry it in on his own. Throws it in on net and covered up by the goaltender for a face-off. 2:07 left here in the period. 9 seconds remaining in the Spuds power play. Beckett fizz it to Beckett. Brecky shoots one just wide of the net. Mounshaugen chases it down on the far boards. Alexandria back to full strength. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the period. Spuds lead by a goal. Beckett, Miller picks it up at the blue line and dumps it in deep. Now Moundshagen on the forecheck along the boards. Stolen away by Moundshagen. Moundshagen will dump it in from the red line. Summers in low. He'll tie it up in the corner. Spud's just looking to keep this puck down low. Hasbargen will step up. He'll kick it in soccer style down low. Centering pass comes up to Brecky up top, but it gets poked away by Alexandria back out to center ice. Steen gets it to Kalhoff. Kalhoff chips it up ahead to Colton. Loose puck picked up by Steen. Colton in on the forecheck. Alexandria tries to set it up behind their own net. That puck pass gets past everybody. Poss will have to get back down for it. Icing's waved off. Poss will get up to Kalhoff, who chip it out to center ice. Empty net for Alexandria. Alexandria finally pushes it deep into the zone. Brecky and an Alexandria player tumble to the ice in a pile. Shot there, blocked by Colton. Nice play there. Alexandria chips it to the far boards. And that's the end of this one. The Spuds prevail, defeating Alexandria 3-2. So tonight, from the Moorhead Sports Center, Moorhead wins this District Fast 15 matchup, 3-2 over Alexandria. Join us for some more Bantam Black hockey tomorrow morning. Right back here at the Sports Center. I believe it's 10 o'clock tomorrow morning as we take on Brainerd. So from the Moorhead Sports Center, everyone have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow at the rink.